The final one in the series of joints on bandsaws is the dovetail. A lot of people worship the dovetail and think it's, you know, the pinnacle of woodworking. Well, it's not really. It's just a joint that is very, very efficient for what it does, but for some reason or other, it seems to have created mystique about it. For my money, I think the bridle joint is a much harder joint to do than a dovetail. But on the bandsaw, here's the dovetail joint. Pins coming through on that end, tails on that end, and it's a through dovetail joint. So again, with this, if your bandsaw tilts either way, that's fine, and I explain why and how to get around it in the video on cutting this particular joint. If not, I'm sure you could make a sled up with a ramp for whatever particular angle you want. As I've said before, the bandsaw I'm using is a Laguna BX14, and it has a table drop of 8 degrees on the inboard, and I can go up to 30, 35, 40 degrees I think on the outboard. So these dovetails are actually done at 8 degrees, which works out at a 1 in 7 dovetail, which is quite a nice medium really, because softwood dovetails should normally be a 1 in 6, and dovetails in hardwood is a 1 in 8. So a 1 in 7 done on the bandsaw should do both hardwood and softwood. And here's how to make it. And for dovetails, again, set up the table for whatever angle the reverse table tilt will give you. In this case, I'm using the Laguna 1412BX, and I've got 8 degrees negative slope on the inside. So the outboard side, I've set the table for 8 degrees. For this one, you'll need the fence. You can do a freehand if you're steady enough, but I like the idea of having a fence there to guide me, and also the feather boards to keep it hard against the fence, which means you have to adjust it after each pass. Start with the first one going off on this angle of the table. Put a bit of preload on the feathers. Turn the machine on and away we go. Move to the next one. You missed one because that's going the other way. Preload on the feather board again. Cut down to the line. Move the fence again to the last one. Preload with the feather boards. Now you've got 3 cuts. Now what you can do at this stage is start to remove a lot of the waste. Turn the machine off. Put the brake on if you've got one. Now we're going to cut these lines here. You can use your feather board if you want. It doesn't hurt, but it's leaning against the fence, so it's generally a bit more steady. Move up to the next one. And the final one. And for that one, I'm going to have to take these out. Now we can take the waste out on the bandsaw, or you can take it out with the chisel. If you're going to take it out in the bandsaw, bring it back to the upright position. And the rest I'm going to clean out with the chisel. If I had a thinner blade, I might venture getting in there, but it's not worth the risk. Now the pins have been cleaned out, I've transferred the pins on to make the tails, and for that I'm using this jig, which is a board set at the angle that my table tilts, which in this case is 8 degrees. Table's at 90 degrees to the blade, and for this, because I wanted a little bit of extra meat on the tail so I can adjust it in case the pins are a little bit too fat, I'm going to cut on the outside of the pencil line. Flip it over. Now we have the tails cut out. We'll just remove the waste. That last bit of waste in there I'll just remove with the chisel. And there it is, tongues and tails. I won't push it home all the way. But dovetails, done on a bandsaw. Well, there you go. The dovetail. No mysteries, just practice. And in front of me, I've got all the joints that I did on the bandsaw. And these are actually the joints you saw me cutting. I didn't run away and do a different set. So they're the same ones you saw in all the other videos of me cutting joints. So have fun, enjoy your bandsaw, and a little bit later on I'll put another video out about other things you can do with the bandsaw. In the meantime, this is Steve pulling the shed door down and saying remember to keep it sharp, but more importantly, keep it safe and enjoy your woodwork, and I look forward to you having your company at the bench very, very soon. Bye for now.